Hello and welcome back to part 2 of video 3 of the series of content creation primarily for but not exclusively Second Life using primarily but not exclusively Blender. This video will have the use of Photoshop. I won't be covering in detail the uses of Photoshop. I will just be covering the things that I do with it as I go through. I may in the future do a more intricate video on Photoshop if it's wanted, but right now we're concentrating on the job at hand. Once again, this is the created item in front of you, and we will work through we have the model. We're just going to work through into the texturing, and away we go. Okay, so diving right back in, we have our model set up that we set up in the previous video. We have it UV mapped with basic ambient occlusion bakes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my materials. Oops. Why can I not select my materials? This is not the right window, that's why. I'm going to set my diffuse to white on both of these, just to get a bit more brightness out of them. And I'm going to once again bake my ambient occlusion maps, just to make it a little bit brighter. Should appear in a second, there we go. Let's bring this down so we can see the UVs a little better. I'm going to image, save it as image, frame underscore AO, so I know what it is. I'm going to do this in a Targa format because I like Targa. And then on here, image, save as image, ja.ao, once again in the Targa format. What I'm now going to do is set up a light into the instance. So Shift A, lamp, hemi, and rotate it to an angle that I like. I'm also going to Shift D and M2, so on my second layer I have a copy of the object exactly the same as the first, but not in a scene with light. I'm going to now do is do a full render bake, which as you can see here now has some direct lighting in it. So select here, image, save as image, picture. I'm going to put on here DL for direct light, Targa format, and I'm going to take my frame, image, save as image, frame, DL in Targa format, and then on my first one, the one with the camera on here, I'm going to select all. I'm going to make a new material. I'm going to change the diffuse to black. Make sure the specularity is white. In my bottom window here, we haven't used before, use nodes. Scroll in all the way in. We have our material, which I will delete. Shift A for input, extended material. And then select our black material. Shift A, color, mix. I'm just going to go straight away, color into color, specular into color 2. I am going to leave it on mix, it's a good go. And then color into color. Fine, now, using the same settings, bake again. That's layer 3. You can now see that I have only these reflections, which are pretty nice. So save as image, picture, reflection, save, and then image, save as image, frame, reflection.tga. Okay. What I'm now going to do is skip to Photoshop, and I bring up my folder that I have my images in. As you can see, I have this will be our image. I have a seamless wood texture, which will be used for the frame. We'll start by grabbing frame AO, frame direct light, frame reflection, and our seamless wood texture. I'm going to duplicate frame AO by hitting Ctrl J, which creates a copy of the layer that we're on. I'm going to set this to multiply. Grab my little wood texture here, which isn't quite the right size. I will just drag that up here so it does fit. Ctrl J, Ctrl T for edit, and drag it over. The specific reason I have it seamless is so I can fit it together. Just drag this under so I can see where I'm going. I'm not too worried about this box on the right. It's just supposed to be the texture bordering. I will leave it grey for quickness sake. Grab my direct light, paste this above, at which point I will have multiply, and then my reflection. Grab this one, paste that in. I'm just going to hide it and make a copy. Now what I like to do is grab just these two layers here, Ctrl E, select all with Ctrl A, then copy with Ctrl C, Ctrl Z a couple of times, turn that one back on, turn this one on, paste it over the top, change it to overlay so we're just getting the reflections, Ctrl E, and then change that to screen. And now we have nice little reflections on the wood. I don't really think we need the reflections on the paper, so I could technically delete that, but I'm going to keep it on there for the sake of this video quickly. So Ctrl S, we're going to now change that to frame T. I'm going to now close all these. Folder, grab our image, and it's 3. Once again, Ctrl J, change this to multiply, let's grab our painting, paste it underneath. Now because it's an actual painting, what I'm going to do is duplicate that layer straight away for the reflection. This is just to give it a bit of depth. And then the reflection will let it shine back up. Once again, overlay, screen. I could have just used the image as is, but it wouldn't fit in with the light. So change that to picture T. And we'll go back to Blender. Here we can select the frame, Shift G by material, image, open image, select our frame T, and then select our inside image, open image, and then our picture T, and there we have it. This would be our object that we would then import into Second Life. Once again, if I wanted to change the picture, I would only have to change that one texture, and you get the nice little seams here to show it's wood joined, because, well, usually you want to avoid seams, but in this case they were done on purpose because that's how picture frames are made. This was very simple. I will do another video in the future to explain more detailed versions of texturing, more detailed versions of UV mapping, but these are your basics. Thank you for watching.